My name is Matthew Lesanjo, Secretary General, Nakuru Digital Hailing Association. Last week, for 3 days, we actually had a meeting with stakeholders in the digital taxi industry. This meeting was held at the State Department of Transport, and in attendance was NTSA, the leadership of the digital taxi fraternity countrywide, and State Department of Transport. The in charge Mr. Kingori was in that particular meeting. Kwa hiyo mkutano kuna mambo ambayo tulijadiliana, the deliberations that we made, and it's very very unfortunate that these international app companies have decided to go against whatever we agreed on this particular meeting. Right now wanasema wamekuwa kwa ground, and wanasema wameongea na madereva, which I want to categorically state in front of all these drivers behind me that no agent of Bolt or Uber has been on the ground to talk to these particular drivers. These two apps have been very very oppressive, and as at the conclusion of the meeting that we had last Tuesday, is that these particular two apps should not have their license renewed until they agreed to the terms that we put across for them in terms of compliance.
I'm Kennedy Wainaina Mbugwa. I'm the senior chairman, Nakuru Digital Hailing Taxi. And this morning na feel nikiwa nimekwazika sana. Manake wiki iliyopita tumekuwa pale Ministry of Transport, tumekuwa na kikao, na kwa kile kikao tulikuwa na Ministry of Transport Director Mr. Kingori, tulikuwa na NTSA Deputy Director Mr. Yaya, tulikuwa na both representative, we had George and Linda, and we had so much deliberations. We discussed about the industry, because these two applications, Uber and Bolt, they have been frustrating our drivers since 2018 till today, considering the fuel prices and the hard economic times we are in our country. These applications have failed. They have totally failed to go by the regulations under NTSA and TNC rules 2022. They have failed to do the compliance. Number one, when it comes to their commission cap, under the regulations in NTSA and TNC, they are supposed to collect only 18% and below. Unfortunately, due to the failure of NTSA and Ministry of Transport, they have failed to regulate these applications. These applications are collecting up to 28%. For instance, if you take a look at the Uber pricing mechanism, it's a total fail. When you look at their commission, they take up to 28%. They are illustrating that they are taking 18%. Unfortunately, wameenda pale wakaongeza an illegal fee ambao wanaita booking fee. Hii booking fee ukifuata sheria za NTSA 2022 and TNC haziko pale, kwa sababu wameambiwa wanafaa kuchukua kiasi cha 18% only from the driver. Sasa wameenda pale wakaongeza an illegality ya kuweka booking fee, which is not anywhere under the regulations of NTSA and TNC 2022. In that 3 days meeting, we deliberated and we discussed a lot for 3 days. Actually, the last day meeting ya mwisho iliisha saa 3 ya usiku. Noting well that this meeting was attended by all regions. We had Mombasa, we had Kisumu, we had Eldoret, we had Kitale, we had Nakuru, and we had the Nairobi team. Mr. Kingori tried to make sure that we are not giving our submissions. They are trying to protect Bolt and Uber. Tukimaliza ule mkutano, we had a conclusion. We as drivers representatives from all over the country, hakuna kufanya renewal ya Bolt license and Uber until they adhere and comply to the TNC and NTSA regulations. Unfortunately, this morning we have been called. Bolt wameenda kwa NTSA, wakaenda na barua wakasema ya kwamba sisi kama drivers wenye tulikuwa kwa ule mkutano, which it was even posted before by Mr. Kingori in the Twitter ya Ministry of Transport, walipost ya kwamba tumekuwa na an agreement with Bolt and Uber, which we had no agreement, we signed no document, and the last wordings we had in that meeting before we left the Ministry of Transport boardroom, tuliagree ya kwamba hakuna kufanyia Bolt na Uber renewal of their working licenses in this country, manake hawakuwa wamecomply na sheria za NTSA and TNC 2022. Unfortunately, Ministry of Transport went ahead and tweeted in their Twitter account that we as drivers representative tumekubaliana na Bolt na Uber wafanyiwe renewal. That's a mere lie, and I say it categorically. That's a big lie. As we speak, we have sent our lawyer kotini aende atuitishie a court order, because we cannot continue letting our drivers being oppressed every day, every night. Since 2018, Bolt and Uber wamekuwa kitumia hawa madriver. As you know, the current situation we are having in our country, mafuta inauzwa at 217 per liter, but these app companies, these oppressors, they have made us their slaves. They are giving us a right that is even low as 100 shillings. That 100 shillings, huyu driver ni mafuta ataweka, ni gari atafanya service, ni kwake atapeleka unga, ni watoto atasomesha. Hii pesa itamfanyia nini? If you can quote me, this year only, Nairobi have lost 7 drivers, and upon kufanyiwa postmortem, 6 of them died out of fatigue and lack of rest. They will have that opportunity to go and rest with their families. Kwa sababu ya kitu moja, hawa watu wamekimbishwa na watu wa maloni. Gari mingi hawa watu wanatumia either ni ya partner ama ni yake ameenda akachukua kwa showroom alipe madeni. Huyu mtu analipa 170. By the end of the day, huyu mtu ameenda overtime rides. Hiyo ni 1700. Gari inakuja 2000. That means this driver is going back to the pocket kufuel gari. So we are declaring this. If by any chance, and I'm saying this as a chairman, if by any chance, Ministry of Transport and NTSA dares to license Bolt and Uber to continue working and oppressing our drivers, we will do a massive national demonstration. And I'm saying this because it's an agreement that is countrywide. We will do a massive maandamano towards the Ministry of Transport and NTSA, because number one, we have noticed NTSA director and Ministry of Transport director, they are very biased. They don't want to listen to the drivers. Yet these applications, they are international app companies. If you check like Bolt and Uber, they are working from Estonia and Netherlands. They are using the Netherlands and Estonia rules and regulations. This is not Netherlands. We are in Kenya, and they have to follow the NTSA regulations in this country. Number two, upon the compliance, they have failed because they have not been registered. We have done our own research as drivers. Bolt and Uber companies, they are not registered under any company in Kenya. Number three, these 2 app companies, they are not following the Labor Act. That's why you see they are giving drivers a ride that is even 60 bob. You can imagine covering for 10 kilometers. You take a client, then that client is being asked to pay you 70 shillings. That is not logic at all. It's not logic. And I'm calling upon even the president of this country. You promised young people you are going to protect them. Protect them from these oppressive app companies, that is Uber and Bolt. CS Murkomen, I'm coming back to you again. We were in your office some times back. You promised us that you are going to work with us hand in hand. We are seeing you nowhere. Upon Ministry of Transport tweeting that post, you never reacted. I personally, as a chairman, I copied that post and I forwarded to you. You never responded to me. You told us CS Murkomen tusikutafute kwa Twitter, tukutafute kwa simu. You don't pick our calls. You don't pick our calls. You are ignoring us. The moment you realize this is a digital hailing taxi driver platform leader, you don't take that call. And I'm calling upon the government. Save these drivers. If you dare renew these licenses, believe you me, our young drivers will continue dying each and every day because of fatigue, lack of time to go to spend with their families, and upon that, you will be losing so many young people. The last point I would like to talk is about deactivation from these applications. Our drivers are being deactivated day and night with mere allegations, because we don't fairy angels in this taxi industry. Wakati mwingine ukuta tumebeba walevi, wakati mwingine hapa tumebeba mtu ako na stress za kwake nyumbani, nikimfikisha akifika pale kwake ananijeti vibaya. Mwingine alijeta kazama driver anamuomba chakula. If you look at this thing behind me, kuna mtu mnaona anakaa njaa, hakuna mtu anakaa njaa. And I'm saying this directly to the Ministry of Transport. Regulate these app companies because wana deactivate our drivers venye tu wanafikiria. Wakiamuka wamule watazima Mr. Reporter wanamuzima. So I'm calling upon the government, work with these young people. This is the future of tomorrow. And if you let these people perish under the hands of this Uber and Bolt, you carry the birds in your hands. So I'm saying it categorically, it's an agreement. nationwide leaders of taxi, now renewal of Bolt and Uber licenses. And if you dare, I repeat it, if you dare, you'll see what we do. Tunajua hii serikali haitaki maandamano, lakini mtatuona kwa maandamano. Thank you.
My name is Fred Nyakundi. I'm the organizing secretary in Nakuru Digital Hearing Taxi. And we are here today to bring our grievances to the Uber companies and Bolt. As all you know, Uber and Bolt, they are international companies. They have come to our country. They are just taking us a ride. They are just doing their things the way they want. As I can report today, juzi watu wa Uber walikuwa hapa, agents to sign, I don't know, new drivers. So we had already informed them before they come. It is good wakae na drivers or waambie their problems. These people went ahead, wakatafuta drivers in their zones. They just started registering drivers, even registering drivers who don't have even documents. People have private cars. People don't have badge, PSP badge. As you all know, if you want to have a taxi driving, or you are a taxi driver, you must be registered as a PSP driver. Na gari yako lazima iende inspection, ifanyiwe kitu inaitwa inspection na iwekwe what we call inspection sticker and PSP insurance. So these people came, wakatafuta wasichana, I don't know where they come from, wakaanza kuregister those guys. Sisi kama Nakuru, one thing we want to send to these apps companies, we are one. Even if you want to come with backdoor, lazima tutapatana na nyinyi. These drivers you see here, by the way, hakuna mtu hata mmoja anataka kuwa na hiyo app yenu. So we are sending this to Uber and Bolt. Be warned, hata mkipitia wapi, hamtawezana na Nakuru. Just look for other towns, but not in Nakuru. As we see here, we are one company. Drivers hao wenye mnaona hapa, they are just representing hata 400 or 500 drivers we have in Nakuru. So kindly, those guys who are planning to come to Nakuru to register drivers, be warned. It is good you sit down with these drivers. The reason as to why mnataka kupitia mlango ya nyuma, it is because you know very well, sitting with these drivers hamtaelewana. Because you are pricing, I don't know who told you that these clients wenye tunabeba, they need those, I don't know, you call discounts and all that. These people are able to pay their own money, wako ready kulipa kama ni 400, hiyo trip yenye mnaweka ya 190, they are ready to pay 400. I don't know why you are going to an extent that you want to force them with your discounts. As you can tell you, as we are telling you, Uber and Bolt, please, next time, don't dare Nakuru. Nakuru is a one team of which we will never allow those, hiyo ni uchafu tunaita, ikuje in Nakuru. Nakuru is a city of which we are prepared for anything. But if you want to come, we are not against you coming to Nakuru, but come and sit with the drivers. Let the drivers tell them what they want. Waambie sisi tunanyanyaswa hivi, tunataka ikuwe hivi na hivi na hivi, tuelewane. But coming from back doors, we will never allow it. We have said no, and we will never allow it. So thank you so much.
I'm Joseph Gikonyo, na mimi ni vice chairman wa hii organization ya Nakuru Online, na nitangulia kwa kusema haya. Kule Saudi Arabia, Qatar na nchi zingine, wananchi wanauawa, lakini hakuna kitu serikali inafanya. Tuko Kenya yetu, watu wamekuja kutoka nje, wanatunyanyasa, wanataka kutumiza, wanataka kutumaliza. Nisema haya kwa serikali, kwa sababu serikali tuliamka mapema sana kuichagua. Imeshindwa kuprotect wale ambao waliweza kuwachagua. Tuwaambie hivi, msipo tu protect, sisi wenyewe tutajiprotect. Na hizo app companies tumezipea warning. Hapa Nakuru, kama hatujafanya the agreement ambayo ilisemekana na NTSA, hapa hatutaki kuwaona. Na hiyo watu mnakuja mnadanganyana, sijui mmeagree na leaders, hakuna. Tumewaambia kwamba muende mtengeneze mambo yenu, na wakishindwa kutengeneza waende. Tuko na app companies ambazo ni za hapa Kenya, ambazo tunaweza kaa chini nazo na tuweze kujadiliana. Lakini maneno ya Bolt na Uber, hiyo hatutaki kusikia. Kama serikali haitaweza, sisi wenyewe tutajipigania. Kitu kingine, kwa sababu ya security. Tuko na shida ya security kwa madereva wetu na pia kwa wateja wetu. Na sisi kama hapa Nakuru, taxis za hapa Nakuru ama online drivers, tumejiorganize. Tumeweza kuregister ASACO ambayo tunapeana kwa kila gari, kila cab itakuwa inapewa sticker ambayo iko na namba ambayo inasema ya kwamba umebebwa na gari gani. Kukiwa kuna shida yoyote kwa client, anaweza kupiga tu simu ama kuja kwa ofisi yetu na kutuambia kwamba alibebwa na gari fulani na kukawa na shida. Kwa hivyo kwa saa hizi sisi wenyewe tunaweza kujisimamisha pasipo kusimamishwa na mtu. Kwa hivyo hii ifikie serikali na ifikie wale watu ambao ni watu wa Uber, wajue ya kwamba sisi tumejipanga. Na wakija hapa Nakuru lazima wapitie ile procedure yote ambayo imeambiwa. Na kama ni maneno ya security, tuangaliliwe tu hawa madereva wetu waache kuumia. Kwa sababu wengine hata wanabeba client hawalipwi, wanaenda wanapigwa, kisha wakiambiwa sijui kwa hiyo maneno ya app, unasikia kwamba wamezimwa. Tuko Kenya. Na mimi nataka watu wajue ya kwamba tuko Kenya. Sisi hatuko Saudi Arabia, tuko Kenya. We shall fight for our rights. Asanteni.